I am a sales manager and a trainer for the company, and it's by far the best company I have worked with. And I worked with another company for several years beforehand as far as support goes and customer support, training support. You won't find any better. We also offer a wonderful marketing program and a rewards program. So we're state of the art, as far as helping you on all aspects. Now, late on pray, it means anchor in French. Okay. So it means anchor. And we use PDO threads to reposition skin. We are FDA approved for suture and cannula for lifting skin. Okay. That's what we're FDA approved for. These PDO sutures has been used in the medical community for 40 years, 40 some plus years. They dissolve the body in 4 to 6 months. They're typically used in inner cavity. They are used in pediatric heart surgery. They are used in C-section. Anytime that we do stitches on the inside that need to dissolve, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be PDO. There's going to be some overlap of technique in the way that they do it, but every case is different. So when you look at these people on YouTube and they do a lift and you're like, ooh, that's not the way she did it, or I saw somebody else do it this way, it's because that person has trained and learned to sculpt, and we're looking for the point where we can lift the most skin and where the skin is pulling. There are a lot of trainers on YouTube that do not anchor their threads, which means when they insert the cannula, they don't anchor the end of it. They just stick it in and pull it out. And that gives a pretty good result like that. But if you anchor the end of the thread, because we're known for the anchors, we mean anchor. We want to anchor the end so the thread stays in the pool of skin, and then we lift it. So one more tool in the toolbox. Bunny lines, can do noses, we can do smiles. We did lips yesterday. Smoker's lines or from drinking out of a straw lines can be very deep in some people. So this gives us a way to fix that. It's really hard to fix that in clients. We can go in and the way we do that would be where I outline the vermilion border. I would have just stacked those threads straight up from the lip all the way to the bottom of the nasal area here, and it pulls all of that out and gets rid of those lipstick lines. Depending on how deep they are, because I've seen them where you can stick your fingernail in those lines. They're so deep. They may take, that would be the client that would probably take multiple procedures. But when they just got basic lines around the mouth, you can usually get it in one treatment. So that's something that we didn't really have a good tool to treat that other than filler. And the problem with that is filler, when you go in and put it in the lip and you want to do a lip for this person and they have these big lipstick lines, the filler migrates out through the lines and their filler is all up in here. Well, it helps smooth the lines, but then their lips are gone. And so you're chasing that tail every so many 6 months to try to keep that person's lips done. If you add the threads to that, it keeps your filler in the lip, and then you can actually address the health of the upper lip by smoothing out those lines. So then after a couple of treatments, their filler's going to stay because the tissue is healthy above the lip and under the lip again. So that area is one of the places that threads work the best because anytime we strengthen the structure around the mouth, it provides support for our lips. And that's important because lips are one of the things they're trios. They've been for a long time and everybody wants that. So if we can strengthen this area, it's going to provide a stronger foundation for our lip work as well. I do a lot of men. Men love threads because it doesn't give them anything they didn't have before. Filler's going to fill in volume and it can make you look like the Oompa Loompa. There's you can tell something's been done a lot of times. You have to go to somebody really good and make sure they've got a conservative hand. But threads don't give you that. It's going to turn back the hands of time and make you look younger, more like you did, say, if you're 55, when you're like you did when you're 45. Or if you saw the picture of me yesterday in 2017, I don't even look like the same person from that. So it gives you a healthy way to restore your youth, not look overdone because it's not gonna give you anything you didn't have before, and it's gradual. So when they come in, you're getting 15 to 20% of the correction the day that you're doing the threads. You tell the client that, and it grows and gets better, just like PRP over 90 days. So it's gradual. And they're going to see. So when you show them that mirror when you're done, the client goes, "Oh my God, I can tell it looks like that. It looks like that." And you're like, "Oh, this is only 15 to 20%. You just wait." And they're like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I'll have them come back at 30 days just to evaluate to see how I'm doing. And then they come back at 90 days. And when I do the before and after pictures, every client, every time. Okay. They will, if you put them side by side, it's like the one that I showed you myself. They're like, "Oh my God, I knew that it looked better, but I had no idea how much," because they look in the mirror. So, with that being said, their friends at about 3 months were like, "Wow, did you lose weight? You know, you're looking good. You know, what'd you do? Did you do something? Did you change your diet?" They can't put their finger on it because they don't look like they've had work done. So men like that. Men don't want people to know that they're having work done. Most women don't either, but men I find are really love the fact that they get that without looking like they've had anything done. You can see by this slide, threads can be used for a wide variety of things. We just got done talking about that. One of the misconceptions of threads when I first got into this business and started bringing it to North Carolina was that everything is lifting threads because that's all you saw because everybody wants to lift. And it was very scary because we're putting a long 4-inch suture underneath the skin and pulling it. And they're like, "Ooh, I can't do that. That's scary." Right. So, and we have a lot of YouTube, like I said, YouTube is good if you're following somebody who's really good, but then you have horror stories too, and you can't filter that out. So they see the good, the bad, and ugly when they start researching it. When I introduced threads in North Carolina, trying to get people involved and not be afraid, we started doing many workshops with smooth and screw threads. There is not an injector, in my opinion, that is an injector that shouldn't have those two things in their tool belt. Because if you can inject Botox and you can stick a needle and give a vaccine, you can do smooth and twist threads. They are super, super safe and they're easy, easy, easy. And they help with the texture and the smoothing of the fine lines. They make the skin healthier and they do go a long way to fix such little imperfections nothing else will fix. Sleeper's lines is a prime example. Very hard to get rid of. We can do that with smooth and twist. We don't have to go to that big lifting thread quite yet. If you're wanting to get your feet wet and learn and start working, you can make so much money off of those. A band of smooth mono threads, and we're going to be looking at a closer look at those, but they cost $199. They're 50 threads in a bag. A bag of twist threads is about $450 for 50 threads. They're more expensive because they're twisted around the pinion. But you're looking at a cost of, $4 or $5 a thread. And you can charge $8,000 for that procedure. And you've got maybe $50 worth of threads. You do that with filler. Yeah, fillers going to run you anywhere from $300 to $400 depending on what you're doing. Remember we said threads are a biostimulator. So if we're stimulating, which what we're doing with smooth and twist threads, we're biostimulating that area. If you go in and you start using some of your biostimulators like Sculptra is about $800 for 2 mLs. They say that you need 1 ml per decade of life. So if you're 40, you're going to need at least 40, you're going to need at least 4 vials, $1,600 in product, and then you're going to have them come back in about 90 days and do it again. And that's your cost. If you double that, the cost to the client was $3,200, where we could do the same thing with threads and maybe have, if we did a whole face, we might have $200 in sweat threads in the face. So, and we don't have to leave it up to the client, sculptor and radius. They have to massage it when they go home for the biosimulation to work. They have to go in and and it hurts. It's like rubbing fiberglass in your skin. It hurts. So they're not going to do it. And then they don't get as good a result. We don't want touching their face after we put threads in. It's like you just go home and be you, and it does its work. So we saved money. We got a safer product. We got biostimulation, all of that, and our time. So we can see as we age, we talked a lot about this yesterday. This little pooch right here is consistent with what everybody's done. It always ends up there, right there. They've got a pooch. Because the OG curve, all of this fat tissue has slid down the face and the skin has pulled right here. So what we want to do is we want to go and reposition all of this back up to where it was. And that's what we're doing with lifting threads. That is why the sagging zygomatic region is such a big area for us to work on. Nasolabial bulge, when you get these nasolabial bulges, it's because the skin is sagging. That's what's causing the fold, so we have to pull that sag out. Nasolabia area is one of our high danger areas because of the big vessels that we have through here. So you have to be very careful. And if you do filler in this region, especially if they've got a lot of sagging, it makes the bottom of the face blocky. And we know that the ideal image for faces is an upside down triangle. So when you start putting a lot of filler down here, we lose the upside down triangle. So we want to try to pull as much as that up without putting filler around the mouth as we can, to keep our shape of the face in that upside down triangle. We can do under the jawline. I do a procedure where I basically make this everybody wants that shelf right now. So I do a lot of work with that. It's a very easy procedure. And one of the biggest things that you're going to learn today from me is, yes, I lift the skin, but I move the back pad. I have learned how to move the back pad that has slid down here back up here.